Welcome back to Project Zomboid. Following on the heels of the last episode, first off, my character's exhausted and it's time to sleep, so we'll start there. But I managed to actually not only get a book about a magazine about how to use generators, but I also leveled up my carpentry skill enough by declaring war on furniture that I could build doors. And that was the thing I was holding off on before I tried to wall in my backyard. So I thought I was all ready to go, and then it turned out I didn't have enough nails. And I feel like I might at some point have collected some nails. Like, did I put them in the toolbox? Now, I had it in my head that I might have had some nails, but I certainly don't see them anywhere here in my stuff. So I must not have ever found any nails. So what we're going to do is try to find some nails out here in the world. Oh, by the way, I should probably mark the fact that I have looted 2 of these. So let's go, we're going to go drive around or walk around and look at people's outbuildings that we haven't explored yet, like this one and this one and this one, seeing if people's sheds might have boxes of nails in them. Failing that, we could just disassemble a bunch more furniture, though that's definitely a slower way to go about getting nails. Another thing we also will be on the lookout for is a generator. Now that we actually know how to use a generator, and now that the water has been shut off to this town, it probably makes a lot of sense. Let me take these 2 cook pots and put them outside. It probably makes a lot of sense to... okay, I have to do it near... I need to grab them both before I can actually take them out. So let's grab them both. It makes a lot of sense for me to find a generator, because any minute now, this fridge, which I've completely filled with food, is going to lose power, and all the food's going to go bad. And I'll be down to just my stored food, which, you know, I mean, my food that lasts a while, which is fine. I mean, there are worse things than living on canned food and dried food. I'm totally capable of doing that. And you'll notice that I also have a grill out here, which means that even if the oven stops working because the power gets off, I've still got an option. So I've been hedging my bets. I've got a lot of options. I'm still hungry. Why am I acting like I'm leaving when I'm hungry? I've got options, but it will still be smart for me. Like, if I can get a working generator, that's going to be a much better solution for my immediate term. Because, you know, my character can last longer the more food they have. If that includes both refrigerator food and food that keeps, that's just only a positive. So let's grab some veggie soup. Let's grab some peaches. Let's go over to where our can opener is so we can open these things. So because I don't want to waste all of this stored water. And so I'm holding on to this. Even though I could use this water to fill the cook pot, I'm avoiding it just because there might be some time in the future where I need that water more than I need it now. Some summer, long time in the future where it's just not raining at all. And I'm going to be really happy that I grabbed this stuff. So, okay, I'm going to hold on to this food. And this stack of nails, why not? So I'd like to delay using them as long as possible. So if I can feed myself without using that water to make things like stew, then I will. Another thing I could probably do, actually, is cook some of the meat that I've got in my freezer. Because just in case I don't get don't manage to get a generator, it would be good to have eaten that meat rather than going through my canned goods and then letting that meat go bad. All right, so let's see. What is in this outbuilding? Okay. It's looking like there's a lot of empty furniture, but there might be something in here. Come on. Oh, busted the window. Okay, let's try this one. What is in here? Okay, we've got a metal pipe. I mean, those are useful. Good backup weapon. Oh, look at this! Exactly what I'm looking for! You ask and Zomboid provides. Actually, that was extremely rare. Normally it doesn't go that well. Just the first place I looked had a box of nails. Coalition says, plot twist, the door was open. You're right. The door very well might have been unlocked. I wasn't even thinking about that possibility because doors are so often locked that I just don't even. I just assume that I won't be able to get in through them. Okay, so I still can't build a door because I don't have hinges, but we can unpack this box of nails, unpack these nails themselves. Okay, actually, you know what? I've been holding onto this mousetrap for frickin' ever. Tired of this nonsense. Now, as I understand it, and Andy, you can confirm me if I'm wrong about this, traps don't work when you're nearby. So I'm going to stick a couple of traps over here, a couple of mouse traps, but I'm going to assume they're not going to work unless I actually leave home, right? It's easier to remember where traps are if they're at home. But, okay, so yeah, so when you've got a trap in your inventory, you can just place the trap down. So I figure that rats are going to infest this place. And so I'm going to stick a couple traps. So Vanner Gaming says you need to be like 50 or 75 tiles away, which is a long way. I think like this house is what? 10, 12 tiles wide. So that means that going like 75, so 75 would be like 7 of these. So it's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half. So like I would have to be this far away. So as long as I leave this immediate neighborhood, traps that I place here will like if I go down here, I'll be far enough away for mice to get caught in here. But for the traps to work, I have to bait them. So I'm going to bait them. I thought I was going to bait them. Wait, what do I have? Yes, I've got peanut butter. So I'm going to try to bait these with peanut butter. And I've never actually used mouse traps before, but I have used crate traps and stick traps, and they do work. So I think I'm doing this right. I assume that mouse traps are just as good as other ones. Like Coalicio says, I wonder how this game would work if it was set in Mexico where most windows have metal bars. So I am aware that if I were a metal worker, there actually is a metal bars piece of art that I can like attach to windows as a barricade. I've never done it before, but I've seen it in the gotta open this box of nails to actually get the nails out. I've seen it on the crafting menu. All right, so now that we've got our nails, let's build some more wall frames. So I think I was imagining that I might go out as far as the original space, but I don't actually, there's probably not a purpose to that. Like, I think as long as I enclose it, like, actually, this might have been a bad idea. This is a waste of resources. All I need is really to enclose, oh wait, no. That's right, I'm not just trying to enclose this cooking and water collecting space. I also wanted to build a garden out here. That's why I was going to make it so big. Still, it doesn't take that much garden space to feed one person. So I was going to go all the way out to this edge to make that gardening space. And maybe that's still a smart move. I don't know. But I just don't want to waste it. And I do like the idea of taking it all the way to the end here just to take advantage of this wall, because this gate is great because it's very difficult for zombies to cross, but I can see through it and I can tell when they're gathering. So, but maybe I'll make the turn right here instead of making the turn where the fence is. Maybe I'll just disassemble the rest of that fence to get planks. Because it won't look very good to have them disconnected from each other. But the solution to that is just to destroy the thing I'm not using. That doesn't these fences, that slows down zombies, but it doesn't stop the zombies. Okay, that means I should probably pick up the planks now. So, Andy's saying, please don't ask me about trapping. I know very little of the actual specifics. The way we work as a team are we have broad design ethos, certain red lines, etc. And then we like to give entire systems to people who are super enthusiastic about them. I love that approach. That's great. I mean, like, I try to do very similar things on State of Decay 2, Nick. When I'm sort of in charge of how things are going on a particular State of Decay 2 game, or State of Decay game, I will usually try to set it up so that, like, individuals own things, and sort of can be the expert on them, that everyone knows, like, oh, if I want to talk about this feature, I go talk to this person. But also that, like, sort of lets each person really kind of put their stamp on something, and it makes it feel like it can be a more sort of artistically cohesive thing if a person has really kind of put their own mark on it. Okay, so we obviously do not have nearly enough wood here to enclose this. I do not need these chairs. I wonder. I don't know if can you. I think they're plastic chairs. I don't think you can disassemble them. I think what I might need to do is pick up the chairs. Hopefully they're not that heavy. They look like they're pretty heavy. I'm just going to pick up all these chairs, weigh myself down to a problematic degree, but then just set them next door. Okay. Oh, I can't even... This is as fast as I can go. But we're going to set them down immediately. So we're going to line them up against the wall. It's like this is the waiting room outside. Oh, whatever. This one's facing the... No. Hey, why is... What? That's weird. I don't know why that one was... Oh, I wasn't hitting R to rotate it. I was hitting R to cycle between the chairs. So I cycled between the chairs that were already rotated in the right direction and the ones that weren't. That's what the R button was doing. So it's interesting. There are some things that when you put them down, the R button rotates them, and other ones where the R button switches between different ones. Okay, so this one I can disassemble. And I got another plank out of it, which I think... Does that give me enough that I can build one more wall frame? It does, except it doesn't. Why doesn't it? Oh, is it because... Is this plank a little too far away? Do I need to pick it up? Maybe I need to pick it up. So Vanner Gaming wants to know if I've tried foraging yet. I've done a little bit of foraging here and there. Like now and then when I wanted to like... It's mostly just like arbitrarily, I was like, I want to try this crafting recipe that involves a stone. So I would go looking for a stone. Or occasionally I went looking for like a tree branch because I wanted to make a fishing pole. That kind of thing. But that's about as much as I've done. Let me pull up some of this scrap wood and dump it in here. That's about as much as I've done. So, yeah, that's right. You don't put it in. You add fuel, scrap wood, all. So just shove the scrap wood in here, which means I'll use it later. Okay, so I've done what I can right now with enclosing my back fence here. So why don't we go and look... I think I want to drive a little ways away from home. Mostly just to give some space to these mouse traps. So let's see. Okay, so if I go down here, for instance, there's an outbuilding here. And then I've never been down this way. There's an outbuilding there. So, but I do remember there were a lot of zombies around in this area. So actually, before I head down there, what is... I think right now I'm carrying a... like a metal pipe as my sort of primary long weapon, which it's good. It's a decent weapon because I'm gonna set this peanut butter on the ground. It's a decent weapon because it's got reach, right? Which is very helpful. You know, you can hit zombies early before they get within reach of you, and that's really nice. But it's also got its downsides, which is it doesn't actually do a ton of damage compared to like sharper swinging weapons. So I'm going to drop this extra pipe that I picked up earlier. And I'm also going to drink my soup because I'm getting super hungry. I'm getting unreasonably hungry. I might need to grab some more food in just a second. Oh, that sort of covered me. But yeah, so if I've got... If there's a chance I might be facing a bunch of zombies, I should probably grab something that does a little bit more damage than a metal pipe. So I'm going to look... By the way, one thing that bugs me, my currently equipped weapon is always at the bottom of the list, which means I have to scroll down to get it. So like the hand axe, it's hard to do direct comparisons, because I have to kind of like sort of memorize... Okay, so the axe does significantly more damage, but I think it's slower swinging than the pipe. So I have to be careful when I'm using it. But if you got a crowd of zombies, killing them on their feet is really important. Because you don't have time to go and kill them on the ground. So pipes are good at knocking them down, but there's often that second step, and they don't kill them on their feet as often as axes kill them on their feet. And so I'm going to bring my axe as my two-handed weapon instead of my metal pipe. Or my lead pipe, which I think was actually more damaging than my other metal pipes. So I'm going to place this here. Captain Biggie says, there are a few UI quirks like that that'll be fixed over time. Yeah, that was not really like a serious complaint about the game or anything like that. I mean, State of Decay 2 definitely has its share of UI complaints that people can make. So, you know, that was definitely... I don't consider that a really big deal. But yeah, that is just a little... It's one of those little tiny issues. Okay, so... Gotta start the car. Come on. Come on, car, start. Come on. This is why I leave the engine running whenever there's zombies around. Okay, let's look at the map and remember what we're doing. So we're going to go down this way, turn left, and then turn right. And head down here where there is a shed. And so we're looking for things like more nails, a generator. That's probably the most important thing we're looking for is a generator. And of course, along the way, we could easily decide... I think I'm a Sunday driver. We could easily decide to disassemble more furniture and get more planks and things like that, which we could load the back of this car with. Planks are dangerous to carry around because they're so heavy, and they can leave you really exposed to zombies. But... Oh, look! Another Spiffo fan! Oh my gosh! Okay, it looks like we got a fair number of zombies in this area. Not so many that I'm panicking. And they're spread out. The fact that they're spread out is good. It makes them a little bit easier to deal with. Okay, now the numbers are getting a little bit high, so I'm nervous. But they don't seem to be a lot over here. So what I'm going to do is try to gather zombies to come at me from this direction. I recently did this in my other game. Like, there was an area that was problematically full of zombies that it was really important to me to try and clear out because of all the loot. And so I basically, before I bothered looting anything, I just systematically went through and just killed all of the zombies. And if you're really focused, you can sometimes do that in relative safety, though obviously this isn't going that great. Oh no, so I missed a swing. Missing a swing is deadly because then zombies get a chance to catch up with you. Gonna run. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, yeah. If you potentially got zombies behind you, that's deadly. You do not want to have zombies that can sneak up behind you. So, oh gosh, no! Stop it! I just barely missed. Okay, I cannot. Yeah, see, there was a zombie coming up behind me. So, okay, let's go kill this zombie over here. So, doing this tired is a big problem because being able to run and put some distance between you and the zombies that are chasing you is a big deal. You see, the zombies that are being killed on their feet, that's what makes this work. Like, basically, I would eventually, if I was just knocking zombies down, but not killing them on their feet, then this would eventually just, like, they would wear me down. Just the sheer number of zombies. By the way, look how terrified my character is. They would eventually overwhelm me with just sheer numbers and with me getting exhausted. And so the fact that they're dying on their feet, it makes a big difference to my ability to sort of keep the momentum in my favor. Okay, so I know there was a zombie inside over here, which could get out at any time. Ooh, leather jacket. Stuff that's good at protecting me, I've made a habit of trying to pick up. Yeah, there's a zombie in that bathroom. I guess they don't seem super aware of me. La Coalition is like, place your bets. Will he make it or not? Yeah, so I've found that the best weapon I've found for doing this kind of work, where you're just like, okay, they did eventually come out of the bathroom, is the machete, because it's fast and does a ton of damage. The only downside is, I think it's condition. Like, I think it wears out faster than a lot of these other weapons too. Okay, we got another crowd down here. And so I usually, what I'll do is I'll hold on to machetes for, like, if there's, like, a big crowd where I don't think there's any weapon that will give me confidence that I can survive. Like, this process of just sort of backing away, trying to... oh, crap! Trying to kill zombies on their feet. If there's too many zombies, eventually they'll wear you down no matter what you're doing. So I'll usually, if I know there's a lot of zombies and I need to chew through them quickly, I'll save a machete for that eventuality, but then I won't use it for anything else. Wait, that wasn't an annotated map, was it? Nope, just another Louisville map. I've got a lot of those. It's fine. Oh yeah, Coalition is saying, don't forget to check the patrol car that you passed. We'll check that on the way back out again. Oh, look at this. More zombies. So, eventually, over time, you can build confidence that a particular area has been cleared of zombies. But, that, like, look, this guy right here, he's just sitting down. He's been ignoring the whole fight. I think that his senses are a little dulled because he's seating. But I think that's actually... having zombies like that is actually... it's an advantage to the zombies. Even though this individual zombie is not as effective because he's just sitting there and he's not paying that much attention, the fact that there are zombies around that are not paying that much attention is that it actually works in the zombie's favor, because it means that you can think you've killed every zombie in an area because you killed all the ones... oh, gosh! Because you've killed all the ones that were obviously chasing you, but there could be that one zombie who wasn't paying attention, who's hiding behind a corner, who's just going to pop out and murder you. Okay, I'm getting thirsty. Let's see what's inside this thing. Could be a lot of good stuff. Oh, come on. Don't make me break a window. There we go. Yes. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay, now that I'm feeling relatively secure, like I'm going to hear something attacks me, let me catch up with stuff that I've missed here. Okay, so Vanner Gaming says, for the trap, you need to be away for at least 1 hour for the game to check if you catch something. When you say 1 hour, do you mean an hour of in-game time, like it needs to roll over from, like, say, 1,400 to 1,500 hours? Or do you mean like an hour of in-game time? Because that seems like a lot. Of real player time. Because that does seem like a lot of time. Oh, okay, so average Twitch user, he asked a question in the earlier episode, and I didn't fully understand what he was asking. And so I delayed his question, but he's asked it again. So let me oh, another box of nails, yay! Let me try to answer it again. So it sounds like what you're asking is, what determines what outfit a character is wearing by default in State of Decay 2? So basically, we've got a few broad categories of outfits. Like, we've just got normal street clothes, which is just one big category, which contains all of the character models with their street clothes on. Collect some planks, which I'll put in the back of my car. And then we've got, specifically like Red Talon outfits, army outfits, network outfits. We've got these, whoa, I can break down the wall of this shed? That's neat. Those sort of big, broad categories of outfits, those are also outfits. So we can actually, when we're creating a character scheme and saying, hey, let's generate a character from this plan, we can say what set of outfits to pull from. But those distinctive outfit types, like the ones that the trappers wear or the army outfits and stuff, those are usually pretty rare. Most of the time, your average character just draws from the standard set of street clothes. And basically what determines it, those outfits, originally, we didn't have an outfit system. We didn't have a system of customizable outfits that you could change and swap on a character. Each character just had clothes that they were natively wearing. And that's just how the game worked across the board. So I'm going to stick these planks in here. Whoa, no, I'm not. Oh, there's several of them. Okay, hold on. Can I... You know what? I'm dropping the planks is what I'm going to face this direction, and I'm going to drop the planks. So I'll see them if they come after me. I am hungry, and I'm tired, and this is not the best situation. Okay, come here. All right, again. Dropping planks. All right. Anyway, each character has got something that they're sort of natively wearing. I have to kill this guy over here. Even though I'm tired, even though I'm thirsty, even though I'm miserable, I can't just leave him there, ready to come up behind me at any time. Hey, buddy. Oh, painkillers. Yay. Basically, each character model, you know, when we sort of selected what a character's face was going to be, what their gender was going to be, we would just pick a character that was pre-made. So each of those characters, it's not just their outfit, it's their face, it's their skin, it's their hair, everything was sort of, it was one full pre-packaged model. And it would just come in the way. And it's still that way. Like, we added the ability to sort of change the outfit after the fact. But each of those... Oh, yay, cookpot. I'm going to fill my bottles. But each of those characters just comes with a random outfit that is just part of who they are. And if you, you know, you'll notice that even if you're using sort of the the outfit system to customize that stuff... What's in this cookpot? Cooking pot with water. Can I drink it? No, let's just grab it. I'm doing well enough. Yeah, so basically it's just random shit. Basically, what really determines what model a character has is like a lot of their sort of their demographic data, like the name that they have, the sort of things about their identity. Like, that will determine what set of character models they can choose from, because they're going to choose. They're meant to sort of each character is going to look like they match their name and their appearance and things like that. But for each of those faces, there's dozens of different costumes they could wear, and we just really do just choose one at random. So if a character is wearing like a special outfit, it's usually not because of any particular thing about that character. It was just chosen at random. So average Twitch user also wants to know, like, what was the design philosophy around the outfits the characters wear? Basically, I think the main thing that mattered to the artists when they were working on that, yay, magazines, was to make it look like the survivors were sensible. It's like sometimes people would say, oh, can we have swimsuits to dress our survivors in? And we're like, no, because you're not going out in a swimsuit in the zombie apocalypse. Like, that would be crazy. No one would do that. And so they would usually try to set it up so characters had their arms covered, had, really like hardy clothing that could, survive a lot of wear and tear. And that was kind of it. And then we also, we had talked about potentially procedurally generating the outfits. And say, oh yeah, just choose a random pants, random shirt, random hat, random hoodie, whatever, and just stick it on the character. We ended up deciding not to do that just because it seemed like there would be a lot of uggos, basically. You'd end up with a lot of characters who just didn't look like they had dressed in front of a mirror, who looked like they were like a 5-year-old who dressed themselves, because not every pairing of shirt and pants or whatever is going to look good together, and it takes a human eye to really recognize what looks good and what doesn't. And so rather than have it be random, basically our lead character artist at the time, he basically set up some tools for himself so that he could very easily swap within his tools. He could swap shirts and pants and things like that. By the way, with the zombies out, I am not going to stop the car because I'm too tired to fight these guys. I'm just going to go straight home. We'll come back later on to deal with that police car and continue our search for the generator, but right now we're not going to do that. But yeah, he set it up so that he could use his tools to generate characters really quickly, and then he just baked out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of possible characters so that it looks like the characters' appearances are being randomly generated, because there's just so many of them that it's like it's hard. It's very rare to see the same exact character model and outfit combo in the same game, because there's just so many to choose from. And I think we might even actively discourage the game from repeating itself in that regard. Like, there might actually be rules that prevent the game from repeating itself that way. So I'm going to build just one more, assuming there's no zombies around me, I'm going to build just one more wall. Because I can. And sometime I'll bring this axe out here, chop down more trees, get some more planks. We'll finish this place up. But for right now, my character's really tired. I've only got 10 minutes until I need to go. So let's see, what do I have in my backpack? Okay, I've got some canned goods to deposit. Let's get rid of those. I've got a bunch of books and materials. Let's drop the books off. I'm going to keep the garden saw in my backpack because that's really useful to have if I'm trying to collect planks and disassemble stuff. We'll get rid of this extra screwdriver that we don't need, though. Oh, we're carrying around a cooking pot with water in it. That's going to be tomorrow's breakfast. So, wait, I can make pancakes? What? I can make a pancake in a cooking pot? Holy crap. Okay, anyway, we'll worry about that later. So Airy Twitch says that, when you're dressing a survivor, hoodies and jeans just make so much sense. That, that they would have trouble believing that somebody would survive if they dressed differently from that. Which, yeah, that does make sense. Okay, so we've filled up that spot. So I think one thing I might do is just sort of spend a little bit of my own time. Here, let's just drop all this stuff off here. Sort of reorganizing some of these shelves and things. Maybe taking some of those shelves. I'll put the painkillers here, too, because why not? Maybe I'll take some of those shelves that I've got sort of stored in the back of the car, install them, and try to be a little bit more organized with my stuff. I know I can stick the leather jacket in here. So I might spend some time organizing my stuff between stream episodes, so that you don't have to just sit here and watch me organize, because that just feels like a nightmare. So while my character is just getting a little bit more tired, so she definitely sleeps until sunrise. Let me check what I've missed in the chat, which I'm sure is a bunch. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Yeah, so Captain Binky says, I do think there's a point, though, depending on how long after the outbreak your narrative goes, that people would begin to act and dress rather unconventionally as a survival coping mechanism. That's entirely possible. We certainly do have a bunch of character models in State of Decay 2 where it looks like what the character has done is gone nuts and decided to wear something crazy. We've got a whole bunch of hoodies that look like they're based on characters from a children's TV show that look like, a squid and a rabbit and a bunch of other, characters. We've got a bunch of weird stuff in the game too, and especially some of our Halloween costume rewards that we do for bounties or just for playing the game around October. A lot of those do look a little bit crazy. So we've got room for that. So the spectrum of costumes goes from practical to insane apocalypse person, but it doesn't go to just people dressing extremely casually or people dressing in non-productive ways that will get them killed. So Peroxicus is asking if I'm going to stream myself playing co-op for the first time. I am not, because I'm playing with several of my coworkers, and I have not asked their permission whether or not they want to be playing the game live with an audience. And that makes a lot of sense, right? People should only be streamed if they really want to be on a stream. And so we're going to focus on just sort of learning how the co-op works together. And some of those learnings that I figure out, I might bring in and discuss in the next episode. And so that'll be interesting. And I don't, maybe one of these days I'll end up playing co-op with somebody on the air. I really don't know. Those people who watch me a lot know that I'm a little hesitant about playing co-op, as particularly publicly, just for various social anxiety reasons that have nothing to do with, anything else. But yeah, so we're not going to be streaming that, but I am going to learn a lot, and hopefully I'll bring some of those learnings back to you. Let's see. Okay, so I think we're good. So, okay, so what have we accomplished today? So, in the past 2 episodes, we actually, we improved our carpentry skills so that we can build doors. We collected 2 boxes of nails, that we can now use to sort of build our backyard. Anytime we want to, really, we could go out and get, more planks by chopping down trees, and finish that backyard. So maybe I'll even do that off stream. I don't know. The thing is, anything that might get my character killed, I want to do on stream. I don't want you to miss any deaths. And so I don't want to go out exploring or anything like that, without having you all along for the ride. But the thing, we learned also how to use a generator, which is amazing. I'm assuming, I think I did put that thing in a safe place. So we learned how to use a generator. That was good. But we have not yet found a generator. So I think that's going to have to be our focus, because any moment now, that fridge is going to go out. I'm going to lose all of the food in there. That's going to be a sad, sad day if I haven't found a generator yet. So with that, I think it's time for me to wrap this up. So thank you all for being here, and thanks especially to Captain Binky for coming in and spending time helping me understand his game, because this game is so large and complex. It's doing so many interesting things. All of it is valuable to me as a developer on State of Decay, and but I'm able to learn much faster and absorb much more, because basically you're like a skill book for me. Having you around, and also all of you other folks who are very experienced with this game, people who have come in. Even folks who've come in recently, like Vanner Gaming, for instance, who know a lot about this game. It's been really, really helpful having all of you here, because I'm learning about this game so much faster than I would on my own. And so thank you all so much for participating here and joining me. So with that, there's a subscribe button. Here's a link to the next Project Zomboid video that I do whenever I get around to that. And I hope you'll keep following this series, because I'm having a good time, and I'm getting a lot out of having you along for the ride too.